Welcome everyone to Post Crisis Comics, the channel where we review and discuss comics. I'm Randy, and with me is.
You can call me Cookie. And if you notice, our intro is a little shorter today, so we're going to jump right into the issue. We're going to be talking about some spoilers, so be prepared that that's going to happen today.
Yes, and today we are talking about Absolute Batman number 5, written by Scott Snyder, with art by Nick Dragotta and color by Frank Martin. The cover that you can currently see on the screen was by Nick Dragotta and Frank Martin. Um, this cover has very nice colors and composition. I enjoy the face of the Black Mask and Alfred in the background. But this angle of Batman isn't doing him any favors. He looks more obese than muscled here, which is weird because it was Dragotta, the main Batman artist, that did this cover. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's also not very good, in my opinion. It's off model, if you will.
It's the problem with making Batman that big is that I think it is going to sometimes you're going to get a wrong angle, and he's just going to look like a fat guy with a tiny head, basically.
Does the head look tiny? The head does not look tiny. The head looks appropriate to the size of the body, just as freaking wide and obese.
It's not in this particular image, but there's times where I've noticed where he looks like a fat guy with a tiny head.
Mm.
But I mean, I think it's the problem with this Batman is that you're not going to get a flattering image at all angles. It's going to be difficult. But also, I don't know. Maybe he was rushed in the artwork. Sometimes covers they kind of just rush him out and stuff. I mean, the guy's doing covers plus interiors. Sometimes that could be a little rough on you.
But he also just had an issue off. Just saying. I did want to bring up, we normally don't talk about alternate covers, B covers here. Not really our thing on the channel. But the cover by Joel Jones is so good. I just had to bring it up because it is so much better than the one that we got on the A cover. I just, to be fair, I'm a bit biased. She's one of my favorite artists. I got to meet her when nobody knew who she was. I got a sketch from her. It was really awesome. So I've been paying attention since then. But her cover really is better. This Batman looks so much more awesome.
Is that how you say her name? Is Joelle Jones?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I've been saying it wrong. I've been okay. I've, I'm glad you corrected me before I even got a chance to screw it up.
I'm
Um,
pretty sure I'm right. From when I met her, I'm pretty sure that's what she told me. But then again, it was like 20 years ago that I met her, so maybe I'm wrong. Let us know in the comments if you know different.
I do like the cover. My only issue with the cover that she did is it, for some reason, and this is personal choice of, looks a little bit too much like zombie Batman.
Hmm. Feature not
Uh,
a bug, in my opinion.
I, I, I'm not sure what's going on with him. He looks so zombified right there. But other than that, it's like I love her artwork. She is a good artist. She's up there with like one of my favorites right now in the current generation of artists.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to complain too much because she does nail it. I like the fact that you actually get to see the spikes on there because I feel like when Dragotta does it, sometimes the spikes are there, sometimes the spikes are not.
Yep. Yeah, no, I agree. That's part of what makes this image for me. We start in the past in Leslie Tompkins' clinic. It's good to see that she made her way over to the Absolute Universe. Bruce is getting his rabies shots since he interacted with so many bats at the zoo. It's really nice to have our regular artists back on the issue after the last issue when we had a fill-in.
Yeah, it made me realize how much I missed Dragotta. And like I said, I didn't have a problem with the last guy. I thought he was pretty decent.
Yeah,
Like
the
he
last
had his
one was
moments.
good. I mean, go back and check out our video on that if you want to know more about what we thought there. But this is our artist. This is our guy. This is why we're here.
Yeah, it's for some reason it's like when you get books like this, and then like when the Ultimate Universe did their stuff, the original Ultimate Universe, not this 2.5 year crap fest that we had to suffer through. Um, but the original Ultimate Universe, like when you would get fill-in artists, that sucked too because you get someone on this and you're like, oh, hey, this is the person that's supposed to be doing this book, and yeah, it's Dragotta is he's absolute Batman. It's weird seeing somebody else draw absolute Batman.
It is. It is. So next we get a full page splash of Bruce at his father's funeral. I think the layout and angle on this two-page spread is amazing. I love the dark shadows that we get over Bruce and Martha's face.
Yeah, I really, really like this panel. I like the whole two-page spread thing. I like the, like I said, the shadowing, the shading on everything looks really good. It had a definite mood to it of a somber mood, feeling what Bruce is feeling and his mother is feeling and stuff with having to lay to rest his father. I thought they captured that element and that mood very, very well.
I agree. And then last issue, Bruce made a decision to do a deal with Black Mask. As Bruce races through the city on his way to the deal, the party animals leave Bruce alone. Uh, the Black Mask is telling them to stand down when they see Batman. Pennyworth gets a call from his handler, and his handler tells him it is time to leave Gotham. Pennyworth agrees, but then doesn't actually leave. Good for him.
Yeah, he's definitely not following orders too well, which we'll find out if that's ever going to come back to bite him. Um, I wasn't really surprised that he wasn't going to leave because I figured like either way he's going to want to see this through. Like is Bruce actually going to take the deal or not? He seems to think he's going to. I'm going to assume most readers are like me. Is like I don't think this book is going to go too far if Bruce takes the deal.
Well, we're going to find out in a moment. So, but we switch over to Martha and the soon to be former Mayor Gordon. They recount how they met. Martha was protesting. Jim arrested her and broke her sign. But then when they got back to the station, he let her go and gave her money to replace the sign. Jim says that he is sorry they are not lighting the Memorial Zoo light this year. He wants to make sure Bruce knows that he is sorry about that.
I like how much he is involved in Bruce and Martha's life. That it's like
I
it
agree.
shows that the whole idea of like we don't know anything about Martha from the regular universe, like what she was like, other than the fact that she's dead. So filling out the gaps here of like, no, she was one of those like I'm going to the protests, I'm standing up for my city. You're giving her some great personality, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
loving every little bit that they're giving her.
Oh, I agree. I absolutely agree. And then we go back to the past. Jim is at the funeral and wants to speak with Bruce. So this is kind of goes back to what you were saying about how Jim really cares. The zoo is being torn down, and Jim wants Bruce to know that he'll never have to see it again. And I have it in my notes here. I love how caring this Jim Gordon is. He grew up in the same universe as everyone else where evil and greed are rewarded by the universe, and he still cares. He is a very good man. I mean, in a universe like this, to be able to grow into such a good person shows you the strength of his character.
Yeah, this is probably one of the best Gordons I've read in a while. I love what they're doing with him. Um, it's kind of funny that a lot of times in this absolute, at least in this particular book, I'll have to think of the other ones as we read through them. But the side characters are becoming a lot of my favorite characters in the book. It's like Batman is cool, Batman is nice, but I care more about his mom, his friends, Gordon. Everyone around him is way more interesting to me than Batman.
Something I've noticed in general, in terms of how I personally consume comics lately, is my enjoyment of a comic book. The main character is important, sure, but in order for me to really enjoy the book, in order for me to have a good feeling about the book, I need to like the supporting cast too. There's a book where I like the main character, Batgirl, that's coming out right now. Love the main character. Could not care less about her supporting cast. And as a result, I'm thinking about, yeah, every time the book comes out, I go, do I really want to read this? Do I really want to record a review on this? Okay, yeah, I like Cassandra Cain. I like Batgirl. I don't care about her brother and that other woman she's running around with. I'm not even sure who that other woman is. I don't care about them. I like Cassandra Cain. And it makes the book a tough read because I'm not digging the supporting cast.
That can hurt it. I mean, sometimes like I find myself skimming stuff. Like it's not going to be a well-known secret. I do not like Tim Drake's boyfriend. I think Tim Drake's boyfriend is a complete douchebag. I'm okay with him being bisexual. Like that doesn't bother me. But give him an interesting boyfriend. And so it's like now in the Batman issue, whenever him and his boyfriend show up, I skim through it. It's like when they kill his boyfriend, like he's become the Paul, like for the Marvel fans out there, it's like we all know who Paul is. That's what Bernard is to me. He's Paul, and until they get rid of him, I will not have anything to do with Tim Drake. It's like
That's
give him a
amazing because
more.
I recently learned who Paul is.
Yeah, it's hilarious because it's like, and I feel bad for these characters like Paul and Bernard too, because like they could be good characters. Maybe it's just they got saddled with a bad writer or got inserted at the wrong time or whatever. It's just
Editorial. Excuse me.
yeah, there we go. There we go. Um, but it's like, yeah, so it's like, I get that. You need a good supporting cast.
Hmm. Anyway, don't want to diverge too far from the book. So Black Mask lands a helicopter on the roof of the building for the meet with Batman. For some reason, Black Mask has brought his family along with him. And I'm still not sure what is up with the family being tentacle headed. I wonder if it's somehow connected to the arcs and their biohacking. Do you have any idea? Have you picked up anything about the tentacle heads?
I have no idea. All I know is that they are weird. They are very, very weird. I, to be honest, like I kind of forget about them until they show up again. Like I know Black Mask. I know the guy that got his hand cut off, but the other ones are just kind of like, oh yeah, I forgot they're a part of the group or whatever.
So we get interpost panels of Batman talking to Black Mask in the present and Bruce talking to Jim in the past. On the one hand, present Batman spent all the money. On the other hand, past Batman says he doesn't want something practical to be in place of the zoo. He wants something that shines. And then we see Batman put a giant pile of money in the shape of a bat on a spotlight that we're about to see projected into the sky. That was kind of a cool moment. We get our bat signal.
I like that. I only have one issue with it, and it's a great point that even Black Mask eventually brings up is that is the ugliest looking bat symbol I have ever seen. That is like that makes the bat symbol that Affleck wore look stellar.
I was not a fan of this Batman symbol to begin with, but I'm going to be really honest. It has grown on me. It really has. I enjoy the nod to Dark Knight Returns in the shape and look of the symbol, and it's grown on me over time. It's an acquired taste.
Definitely an acquired taste, and I'm not part of the acquired audience because it's not. It just looks like a fat square with a couple of squiggly lines coming out.
To be fair, maybe he couldn't afford to hire an artist. He's the working class Batman. uh, So next we get an epic one-page splash of the bat symbol shining in the background. This is what Bruce spent all the money on, apparently. I love this image. The art in this image is so good. And I feel like this image of Batman standing there like this with the bat signal in the background has already become an iconic image for Absolute Batman. And it's interesting because he's in a very similar pose to what he was on the cover, but this version of Batman looks like he has muscles. He doesn't look like fat Batman. Is that what yeah, it doesn't look like fat Batman on the cover.
I like this image. if I remember right, because I don't have, unfortunately, I don't have the benefit of having the images in front of me at the moment. If I remember right, the bat symbol when it was drawn in there, it's it looks like it was like sketchy, like the inking and stuff. It almost has like a sketchy look to it, doesn't it?
The bat symbol itself, yes.
Yeah, I like that. I don't know what it is about that, but that style always appeals to me, and just I mean, there's something cool about that. And then yeah, I don't have a problem with Fat Batman because I mean, you know, that makes me feel like I can be Batman. So
um, so then we move on to the next page, and as you mentioned a few moments ago, as you spoiled a few moments ago, I'm kidding. Um, the bat symbol gets called ugly by Black Mask. Uh, he's not entirely wrong, but like I say, it's kind of grown on me. And the bat symbol has replaced the zoo's memorial light. Batman reiterates he does not need all the fancy stuff that comes along with Earth 1 Batman, like cars, planes, and computers. All this Batman needs is himself. And one thing I really, really enjoy about this page is how this book is commenting on itself. It's a meta commentary, right? Um, by the time that this book was written, issue 1 had come out. We'd also had previews where people were just dogging on that bat symbol. Like, we'd seen the cover, and people are just like, the symbol is ugly. And, you know, this Batman talks about not needing planes and cars and stuff like that. And it's meta commentary, and I love it. I love it that it's done in such a natural way.
it is kind of nice to see them kind of picking apart a lot of the criticisms, but also picking apart a lot of the stuff from Batman lore. It makes it a little bit more fun that way because I mean I bring up the darkness a lot, and as we read more into the universe, the darkness is explained as to why it's necessary there, and we're seeing it's okay. It's not as bad as like you would have. At least I would have imagined when they first announced that this stuff was happening. I thought it was going to be way like just dark, like 80s, 90s kind of darkness.
And if you
But
think about
it's
it,
like
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want to touch on that point because if you think about it, the darker the story gets, the brighter the hope is, and that's what it seems like all of these absolute universe superheroes are about, is bringing that hope, and that hope looks so much brighter and so much better when everything is low down and dark.
oh, definitely. It's balancing everything really well, which is it surprised me that they were able to pull this off. Um, this is probably some of the best, well, easily the best superhero stuff that's coming out at the moment.
Oh,
And
100%.
then definitely the best Batman book coming out. And I like the current Batman stuff that's being done. But yeah, this is right now the best one because it also does have a touch of fun to it. And I'm like I said, I'm caring about the supporting characters. The action is there. It's just all around like a solid product for once.
Absolutely. And then on the next page, we get to see, in the middle of all this hope and good feelings, Batman proceeds to beat the shit out of the party animals. He does the spiky thing again, with the spikes on his back, when he impales a party animal. We'd previously seen before, who is missing a hand. I believe you brought that up a moment ago. I thought that was a cool little attention to detail. I also admire how this comic book is not afraid to show some blood and some spikes literally going through this guy's arms. I mean, it doesn't shy away from it. It doesn't try to hide it.
No, I love. To me, my favorite part of it was the fact that I think this is the second time we've seen the one-handed man go from being a badass, talking like a badass of like I'm gonna kill him, I'm gonna do all this stuff to him, to the moment Batman gets his hands on him, he is a whiny little witch with a capital B.
And Batman's just like, nah.
Hey, do you like comic books?
I do.
Do you like us?
Sometimes.
Yeah, close enough. All right. Well, you know what? You should definitely do us a favor and you should like and subscribe to our content because if you do that, then you get to see wonderful things like what Randy does every week, every Wednesday.
Yes, and for even further comic book discussion, we do have a Patreon page linked below. You get to see uncensored outtakes from when we record.
Yes, we share all kinds of cool stuff there. We have some great comic book conversations with our Patreons. It's a wonderful place to be, and we highly recommend that you do it. Anyways, back to the show.
So, we see one of the party animals is stuck on Batman's spikes. I chuckled at this panel. Batman accuses Black Mask of financing, manufacturing, all the arson, robbery, and murders in the name of profit. And Black Mask is all, yeah, so?
I mean, is there really any other reason to do it?
Right? Gotta get that money, yo. And then we see the party animals start sniping other party animals and then throwing rocket powered nets at the roof of the building. They actually managed to catch Batman in a net, which is kind of surprising. Normally, at least with Earth 1 Batman, he would not get caught in a situation like that.
Oh, this is what happens when you think with your muscles and not with your brain.
I wonder if they did that on purpose. The writers did. So Black Mask is incredulous that Batman did not take the money. But what Black Mask doesn't know is that Gotham has seen this whole exchange. Batman is broadcasting live from this rooftop. The money the bat symbol was made out of for the giant spotlight starts to burn. Black Mask tells Batman that he is not the main character. Once again, we're getting some great meta commentary.
Yeah, and I think you brought it up once before too. I kind of like how they're bringing in like modern lingo because I hear that a lot nowadays through like the upcoming generations and stuff like that of the main character syndrome and things. I love that the whole like you're not the main character. That kind of like makes it feel kind of modern.
Yeah, and you know what? That's okay. We need modern language in the book, so people will actually read them. One of Black Mask's family steps up and unleashes a flamethrower on Batman. A different Black Mask minion grabs and assembles Batman's chest axe and uses it to knock Bruce off the roof. I don't know why, but something about the villain, the family, the tentacle heads, using Batman's own weapons against him. I dig that a lot. Like, it kind of shows how inexperienced this Bruce is, uh, because I don't think Earth 1 Batman would ever allow his weapons to get stolen from him like that.
No, no, that would be like sacrilegious, like the bat version of sacrilegious, bat religious.
Yeah. And then next, Batman uses uses his cape like a parachute to break his fall, but he only breaks it a little bit. We see him hit the ground hard, and I love the sound effects on this page, and I also love the fact that this Batman is not 100% prepared. It's like he has something to help mitigate it a little bit, but his plan and his idea to have the cape act as a parachute didn't work out 100% the way he planned because somebody took a flamethrower to his cape.
Yeah, I'm sure that was the main part of it. I mean, like that was like probably 75 to 80% the reason why it didn't work. The other percentage is probably the fact that he's fat and it wasn't going to work.
Those are
But I mean,
muscles,
like you said,
except on the cover.
at least at least something did break his fall, which was the ground. I mean, so that did help out a little bit. That.
Yeah, and then next thing we get a cop in a helicopter shooting a machine gun at Batman, blowing up the car that Batman had just landed on. And, once again, I love the boom sound effect here. And then we see Barbara Gordon is at the scene. And then I love it on the next page. Barbara Gordon runs over Batman with her car. Like, just straight up runs him over. Once again, the great sound effects. The action scenes here are insane. She pulls out a gun, points it at Batman, and tells him to stop or she'll shoot. And he's all, go on, do it. Uh, but then she allows him to slip down the sewer and tells dispatch there is no sign of him.
I obviously that's got to be because she feels like he's the hero. She doesn't want to. There's that conflict. She does not want to go after him because he was proven of helping out against the Black Mask and his party animals and saved basically saved her dad and everything. So it's like I get where she's coming from. I can't help but think with the whole like, okay, you're gonna pull your gun on a guy that you just ran over. That is very Gotham.
Yeah, it totally was. um, no, that's a yeah, that's funny. And then next we see Black Mask tell a story about how he grew up on a pig farm slaughtering pigs. And occasionally he would see a pig die in pure pleasure. He says that happened when the pig has accepted death. Black Mask goes on to blame billionaires for the world's problems. Totally agree, Black Mask. Even though he is a billionaire himself. Blaming billionaires seems to be a big theme in the Absolute Universe, which is not surprising when you consider that Scott Snyder is the one who is the architect of the Absolute Universe. And as a bit of a side note, I got morbidly curious about Black Mask's story, and I looked it up. And I don't know about the part about accepting death, but the part about when you hit a pig's brain just right with the bolt, them having immense pleasure right before they die is actually true. It makes me kind of wonder what Scott Snyder's browser history looks like. Is he on a list? I think I'm on a list now.
I mean, I wouldn't really say you're on a. I mean, like, okay, that's more of a farming thing. I mean, you're killing the pig. You're not. We're gonna leave it at that. But anyway,
So Black Mask continues to opine while we cut back to Bruce patching himself up after the fight he had just undergone. Pennyworth shows up, and Bruce asks for help binding his wounds. In this universe, Pennyworth tells Bruce to go to hell. I love the juxtaposition when comparing this to the Earth One Alfred the Butler and Wayne Manor caretaker. This version of Pennyworth is smarter, I think, than the Earth One version of Pennyworth. Smarter is maybe not the
I
right
will.
word. He's more practical. I don't know. That doesn't sound right either. I'm not sure what word I'm looking for, but I like this Pennyworth more because he's like, Pennyworth? It's all what you're doing is insane. You need to stop.
He's more. He's disconnected from the situation.
Mm.
Where with the main universe, it a lot of people I think tend to at times forget the fact that he's not just the butler. This is basically father-son relationship because Alfred pretty much raises Bruce. So you kind of have that father-son dynamic,
And
and
here Jim has taken over that
yeah,
dynamic.
and then yeah, and then you've also got his mother is still in the picture. So it's like they don't. Bruce and Alfred are not going to have that relationship. If anything, they're going to be more like comrades,
Mm.
uh, maybe even a brotherly thing at best. So you're seeing that kind of get built at this point. So yeah, like I like that whole like No, I'm like, you're an idiot right now. Like, I'm going to call you out on your stupidity here.
Yeah. And then Pennyworth tells Bruce he is on his way out of Gotham, and whatever comes next is on Bruce's head. Black Mask is still going on about how bad things are out there, and Black Mask wants everyone to live in that sweet spot of ecstasy that comes just before death, like the pigs. We see crates have been delivered. Lots of them. They are piled high. Inside the crates are party animal masks. He's inviting all of Gotham to put on a mask and earn money committing crimes. He's giving away hundreds of millions of dollars for the people of Gotham to go after specific targets. And that is where we end this issue.
I I guess my last thoughts before we get into the end of it is this is a brilliant villain scheme. Excuse me. Um, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. We've seen the whole villain getting the city to torch itself and all that kind of chaos and stuff. We've seen that before, but the way that they're presenting it this time with the I'm going to give you money. We're going to treat this like a video
And
game.
it's not
You go
just
out
money.
and you earn points,
It's crypto. They're giving them the Black Mask crypto. It's
which is even better. It again,
yeah.
it's so current, so relevant to
Hmm.
what's happening. In 30 years, is anyone going to know what the hell crypto is? Maybe, maybe not. But
You know
it's
what? I've been reading some comics from the 70s and early 80s this week, specifically Captain Britain. They use a lot of strange words and talk about a lot of strange things because, it's the UK and it's the 70s. But I was able to follow along without a problem. I think they'll be
oh
able to
yeah,
in 30 years too.
exactly. I mean, I read been reading off and on New Teen Titans, Wolfman and Perez, and there's a lot of at that point modern lingo and stuff that's going on that at times will have me scratching my head. But yeah, it doesn't take me out of the story.
Yeah, pop culture references too.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, so this issue was a really good one. The action scenes were amazing and some of my favorites in the book thus far. The police hunting Batman with machine guns is just badass. The art in this issue was over the top and insane. The story advanced in a real meaningful way. I really enjoyed what felt like a closer look into Black Mask's mind and how he sees everything. He's a really, really good villain. I gave this issue 4.75 out of 5 fat Batmans. I deducted a quarter star for the A cover looking weird.
Uh, I'm not as anal retentive as you are, so the cover didn't bother me. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 4.5. Probably because like there was a couple parts that kind of slowed down a little bit to me, but it wasn't like crucial. It wasn't anything that hurt the book too much. Um, the ugly bat symbol, like the moment Black Mask called it out, that was the moment that I really noticed how ugly the bat symbol was, and that just made me chuckle. Of like, all right, yeah, that's a pretty crappy looking bat symbol. Um, but the big saving grace for me though was the development of uh, side characters and villains. Batman to me was the weakest character in this book, this issue. Everyone else I thought got right, and that's not saying like he was a bad character, but I'm just saying like that's how much I enjoyed everybody else more. And
I
I think
agree with you. I had to think about it for a second, but I'm with you on that. He was the not a bad character, but the weakest in an issue of amazing characterization.
yeah, we got great development for Gordon, for his mom. Black Mask himself even stepped up for some great character development. So I'm going to go 4.5 because I feel like it needs to get knocked down for the fact that it's like Batman was the weakest character in a book titled Batman.
Hey, you know what? At least Batman was in this book. I just recently reviewed Batman number 10, and he was on like 2 pages, the one by Matt Fraction. Go check out that review. Batman number 10 from last week, as of when we're recording this, the early June, first week of June. That issue was so bad. like the worst issue of Matt Fraction's Batman so far. Gorgeous book, pretty pictures, but the story was just awful. Anyway, I digress. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. We are really glad that you are here with us watching. We do this for the love of the comics medium, and I hope that really shows, because we complain about these things because we care about them.
Yes, he complains about these things because he likes to complain, but never mind. Anyways, please join us on Patreon, where we have great comics conversations with our members. We show off our hauls. I've got some pictures coming up pretty soon that I'll be dropping on there.
You keep saying that. I keep
and then
not getting pictures.
Yeah, I'm making you earn it. But anyways, and then we'll let you see some funny uncensored video clips. There's a lot of stuff that we snip and snipe at each other constantly that I think you guys will enjoy our banter. You can find us on Blue Sky. The link is down in the description below.
And also, don't forget to check out the description for links to our Amazon affiliate page. You can pick up the book that we are reading tonight. I'm going to hold it up right here, and I can't see my camera. I hope it's in frame. But you can pick up this book in various formats. If you click the Amazon affiliate link to make the purchase, a little bit of your purchase will come back to the channel, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. And last thing, we want to give a big shout out to our editors, Nacho King and Nickname Nick. We love you guys. Thank you for what you do.
Yeah, we couldn't do this stuff without you guys. Seriously.
Yeah, no doubt. So, may you never have as unflattering a picture as Batman had on the cover of this issue.
Okay, that could work. I mean, I had one, but
what's yours? What's yours? Let's hear
it. Mine was going to be may you have an orgasmic experience like a pig, but without getting a bolt in the head.
I like yours better. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.